Okay. So you're here for some coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to see you, really.
Thanks, Maria. Glad to see you too. Yeah, the thing I'd love support with today is whether to whether to build a small casita, a small house on my parent property this summer.
Mm.
And I've mentioned to you earlier, I'm visiting them in New Mexico
Mm-hmm.
for a while, at least through probably August or September and possibly longer. And I've always had this dream of building a building, like a small building. And I hope to build a bigger building at some point, but
Mm.
I see it as this great opportunity to build some of those skills. I've done some straw bale and adobe building and a passive solar building, and would like to do it. But I'm not right now. It's sort of been living as an idea,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
and I have not decided to commit to doing it. And I'd love just to get clear about whether that's something I really want to do this summer.
Okay. During the summer? Is
Yeah,
that what you're saying?
yeah,
Okay.
in the next few months.
So is this something that you want to get clear about if you really want to do it or if you're going to do it?
Great question. I want to do it, and I'd love to get some clarity about whether I'm going to do it.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
right now, I am being coached 100% with this person. I'm dedicated to having them get exactly what it is they want out of this coaching. I don't have an agenda with them at all. And I will not give up on him at all. And by that we mean this, that sometimes we know when the client is dancing with monkey mind, but we say, oh, we're just going to let it pass for right now. And that's kind of giving up on the person, you know, or we might want to give them advice. That's kind of giving up on the person too, because we're not seeing that he has his own answers. But not giving up on this person could also be more long-term. And by that, we might say, I'm going to be seeing this client over a period of time. And my pledge, my promise is that no matter what happens to them, I'm going to be here for them. So not giving up means I'm not going to, even if they're going through a difficult time and when they don't want to listen to the coaching interactions, they don't want to be coached, I am going to see that they're still willing. I'm going to see into their basic nature and know that when they're showing up for coaching, even if they seem uncomfortable, no matter how they see it, it's an indication that they truly do want to be coached. And so I'm going to hold that in my view. So now with Remy, obviously we're only going to be spending a little while together. And yet, even then, I can be absolute coach 100% with him because I am not going to, I don't have an agenda for how this looks. So, to get back to you. So, a straw bale house?
It would be straw bale.
Ah, wonderful. Adobe, with some adobe?
Plaster on the outside, so mud
Okay.
plaster, but no adobe bricks, just straw bale. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, great.
Yeah.
The kind where you can actually carve out the windows you want, and in some carve out the window sills or the
Yeah.
window seats inside.
Yeah, that's right. Big thick walls where you can have those seats by the window.
Oh my gosh! Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me. It just sounds delicious.
Yeah.
So, in what way might I support you?
Yeah. I have the same thought. Like, I can tell I'm called and I want to do it.
Mm.
It's so clear to me that I want to.
Mm.
My my worry, which I'd love your support around, is that I don't have the time basically, or that making the time for it, more specifically, that making the time for it would be
Mm,
too much, basically, that it would be
mm, mm,
stressful,
mm.
especially for my partner, I think, who probably already suffers a little bit from me doing too much. Just in that I'm always, I'm busy. I find myself already busy right now. And so the idea of building a house on top of it, of course, would take a lot of time. So that's my concern.
Mm. I, I, so the concern is that it will cause your partner to suffer more. They're already suffering enough because you're too busy. Is that I'm hearing
That
that?
is, yeah. I feel like right now I do a lot, and there's a lot. It's all things I want to be doing. I have that gift, that there's just lots of things I want to do, and I'm doing a lot of them. And I feel like if I added in a project like this, that I would be the primary one responsible for, that I would just be less available and like less spacious, I'd say. And especially, I bring up my partner because I think she values, space and like slower time is what I call it, just meaning there's not so much programmed in. And I also value that, but it's not my tendency. So I feel a little worried that taking on a house building project over a few months would not feel spacious.
Okay. You said you were a little worried.
Yeah. Hmm.
On a worry-o-meter, where 10 could be I'm worried a lot, and you know, uh, 1 is I'm not worried that much.
Like a 7.
Okay. And say again the nature of that worry.
Yeah, it's that committing to a project like this, which like when you build a foundation, I feel like it's committed. I want to finish the house. That committing to a project like it um, would make me busier than I am right now, and that it would not feel spacious for myself, but especially that it would be a strain on my relationship with my partner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I say 7 because right now I hold that as like that would just be true. I feel like if I did it, that I'm really worried that that would be one of the outcomes. So I guess I'm trying to reconcile that with my stoke for the project, my being excited about it.
And you're very certain that it will take more time away from your relationship.
Yeah, I guess that's the 7 and not the 10 is I do see a possibility there where it's a fun project we can do together because she's also here in New Mexico with me,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, and has expressed some excitement for the project. But it's very clear that if we did it, it would be my project. Like I would be the one writing the plans and working with architect friends to make sure the plans are sound and ordering the materials and out there, doing most of it. So yeah, I guess right now I just feel we've been talking about it for a few weeks, and
Okay. And
yeah, and I think yeah, I mean it's also a discussion with my parents, of course. My mother's excited about it, father less excited about it, but anyway, I see that I could make it happen if I wanted to make it happen.
you said your father's less excited about it.
Yeah, he I think he sees that it would be a lot of work and doesn't have the energy or time for it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, which again, it wouldn't need to be his project, but yeah, I guess I've just it's been a discussion for a while, and so I'm seeing for myself like I want to be really clear, like this is something I want to do and I'm gonna do, and rally people around it who I think are on board enough that that's like feels good, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or not, and say it was a good idea, and I'm gonna put my energy into other things.
So, so what are we really coaching you on? Whether to build this Adobe this summer, whether to empower your current relationship,
Mm.
or whether to have you be less busy. I'm hearing three different chunks here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as he's looking at this, folks, I I do see that he's 100% committed in the matter of his life, and that currently he's not happy about the way things are. And this is a good thing, because it's he's being challenged in some very important ways right now to assess some very important things in his life. And so if you'll look, you'll see he's already 100% committed. We're just looking at what area he would like coaching on, so we know where to proceed. So please keep going.
I think it's the third area, coaching me on how busy I am.
Okay.
Because when you said that, I saw that I'd really like to build the house. I would really like that, and I would like to do it if it felt joyous and spacious and creative and fun.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, with the other things I'm doing, I see that wouldn't be the case if I were to undertake the project and keep doing things as I'm doing them.
Mm-hmm. 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 So work with me on it. Is this that you want to be coached to be less busy because you see it impacts your lifestyle and your relationship? Or do you want to be coached so you can become less busy so you can build the house? Now, what I'm doing here is having him observe what the field is all about, because he came with things kind of nested in on top of each other. So part of coaching, you see, is very often a good, maybe a couple sessions in coaching is about having the client begin to see what they really want coaching in. So right now you can see that he's much bigger than his thoughts and feelings and doubts and worries. You see that? And isn't he being a contribution to us? In what way? It's because he's telling the truth. He's peeling back the onion, so to speak, so we can see what's really there. And we see the strength in that. We see the courage in what he's doing. So please continue.
I think it's the first thing you said, which it is. Less busy so I can build the house. Just in that, I feel like I've recently maybe not achieved, but gotten much better at being less busy in a way that allows for more, like a richer relationship and my lifestyle being more where I want it to be. Like a few weeks ago, I write week plans on Mondays, and a few weeks ago I committed to writing week plans that had no more than 30 hours of like business related work in them, which to me felt like for me that felt really important. You know, it's like not planning in more than what I really want to be putting into sort of computer-based work, coaching, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of lifestyle balance, I guess, is really important to me. And I think I've
Mhm.
gotten much better at it. So I think maybe the worry around the house is that it's gonna like throw off the balance a little bit, or that, yeah, that it's gonna it's gonna compromise that feeling of spaciousness that I've been trying to cultivate. Because I guess I've been there before,
You've
and
been where
so
before?
just very busy, you know, like every half hour of the day programmed with some plan or meeting or work that I've set myself
Seriously?
on. And yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
What did you just see?
Just
Yeah,
that that's
that.
so not, it's so not what I'm about. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's been a theme recently, or I've seen it a few times recently. Like, oh yeah, that's it's so antithetical to the path that I'm on and the work that I do and the kind of coach I am. You know, all of it. It's like, yeah, it's about um, spaciousness, I guess, in my
Mm.
schedule and lifestyle balance, if we want to call it that. Just like having time for family, for rock climbing, for projects, for learning. All of that is just so important to me.
Does your
Yeah,
partner climb rocks?
she does not. Yeah, yeah.
What did you just see?
Just a thing that's, it's funny how many times I've been coached on that particular topic.
Which topic?
The fact that my partner doesn't climb, you know, it's just a huge part of my life. I spend a lot of time doing it. And
Hmm.
um, yeah, and it feels like a constant balancing act, so to speak, between having a rich relationship and a successful career and being able to climb the amount that I climb. You know, I travel a lot for it, and it's a sport that takes a huge amount of time. So I
Is
love
it?
it. Yeah, it's, you know, I probably climb outside 100 days a year, and
Wow.
that's, you know, mostly full days or half days. So it's, you know, it's a lot of my time. Yeah.
Did you climb outside today?
I did not. I had plans to, and I decided not to because I'm building another project at home.
You're doing what?
I'm building another project. I'm building a climbing wall at home here, and on the property right now, like a small bouldering wall that you climb on. It's overhung like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I decided not to climb outside today.
Because you're building a climbing wall.
Yeah, it's a good compromise. Yeah.
Oh, sweetie. So you'll notice that I'm using a lot of silence just to give him room to see what's up with him. And right now, we there's being a contribution to me, absolutely, in looking at his the areas of his life in which he's experiencing some frustration. We know once again that frustration is a sign of incoherence. That is to say, that our what we're doing in life is producing results that go against our life's intentions, standards of integrity. And if we don't clear away the incoherence, it goes to from frustration to resignation. And if we still don't clear it away, and in this case, there's incoherence between his behavior producing certain outcomes that may or may not be in keeping with his standards of integrity. We don't know yet, but we can sense that. But if it does nothing to clean that up, clear that away, it could go from resignation to cynicism. So we're going to actually leave the coaching right now with him. He's been an incredible contribution to us, you see. And this session I hope has begun a process of clarification of exactly where incoherence lies. Does it lie with his relationship? Does it lie with his relationship? Does it lie with his climbing? Does it lie with the difference between his work and what he does for pleasure? Does it lie between in keeping busy and what's keeping busy all about? You know, like if one question we might ask him, of course he's not listening right now, but one question eventually we could ask him, because he is being such a contribution, is if what worries you about not being busy? When you think of not being busy, what happens? What do you worry about? Such that keeping busy is consistently what you do. Okay, it could be having to do with relationship. It could be having to do with his professional life. It could be having to do with building a home, or what he does in terms of rock climbing. But it sounds like the major point here is just in being busy. So I'm going to acknowledge you and thank you for just taking us as far along as you have with this. And I'm dedicated to supporting you in going further with this if you're interested. Okay?
Thanks, Maria.
Oh, thank you so much.